What is up, SGL? Welcome back to the other lower final that still needs to be played out. This time it's in the Premier. We might be saving the best for last right here. Although in the championship, we did have an amazing matchup between both Emerald City Defiance and Emerald City Eternal. The Seattle Derby definitely delivered with the dramatic moments and close calls between both sides. Scoreline, though, not so much. It finished 4-1. This time, though, we are moving on to the Premier, where the gameplay is going to be way more tense, way more skilled, way faster, and way more even. We are going to be having two different teams from two different states represented here instead of just one team from one city. We have LaCinco12 representing Austin FC and Cauldron representing Sporting Kansas City facing off against each other to see who will face off against El Matador in the grand final. I know I mentioned El Matador. Speaking of which, chat, I have a very special co-commentator with me in the booth. How about you slide in and introduce yourself?
Good evening, everybody. My name is Huey. I'm a player for El Matador this season, and super excited to come in here and help with coverage of our penultimate matchup in the Premier bracket.
Absolutely, and you know, some of us have already been talking about this separately. We talked about David versus Goliath matchups in the past. This time around, it's not necessarily a David versus Goliath matchup because I think LaCinco12 is the better team on paper, but we could definitely brand this as David versus Serrano, a rivalry that's been brewing because both of these players have been around in SGL for a very long time. Palace, aka David, hence the David versus Serrano, he's been in SGL since season 1. Serrano has been in SGL since season 2, so this is definitely a battle of two longtime veteran players. Some will say Unks, not me. Some will say Unks, but not me. And you know what? We'll see how it goes. Who will lead their team to the grand final? We shall see very soon. Huey, your thoughts?
Yeah, it's just such an interesting matchup. You know, the history. It's a bit like Liverpool and United before United kind of jumped off the diving board towards the past Ferguson. But I mean, two players who obviously mean everything to our community. Two people who have put in lots of work and energy into making sure that it is what it is today. And so it's always fantastic when we watch them collide. I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? We are still going to have to wait for a bit longer. We still need to make sure both sets of players are in and ready to go. So in the meantime, how about we take a look at the journey that both teams have had into the lower final? I mean, as you can see right here, you know, one team got into the lower bracket close to the end. The other team had to go in and do the long run all the way from the very beginning. Huey, Cauldron have had an insane run, and they've had to work hard to get all the way into the lower final.
Yeah, yes, they have. You know, it was a tough draw for them. You know, Cauldron. It's kind of like NHL playoffs a little bit, where you have the 2 and 3 seed in the division matching up in round 1. Like, it's unfortunate that one of those teams had to go to the lowers, and it's even more unfortunate when you look at the lineup that they had to field for that game. 4-0 to us in the uppers is unfair to who they are. And I mean, you just look at the rest of their body of work; they've proved it, winning in 7 against Rebellion, against a sneaky Rebellion team whose chemistry did a lot to help them get 3 games, and then just an absolute dismembering of Axon Army and Wonderwall Black. You can't say anything other than they deserve to be here in this lower final.
For sure, for sure. And LaCinco12 have had to go through the top, but then lost in the upper final to your El Matador, Huey. I mean, that was a tough matchup for your team still. How tough do you think Cauldron are going to have it tonight against such a good team this season?
It's going to be tough. I think it'll be relatively even matched. I think that us, LaCinco12 and Cauldron are definitely some of the top 3 teams in the bracket left. So I think they're on even footing. The key for me tonight is just going to be the mental for LaCinco12. This is new to them. This is the first time in this tournament that they're facing elimination. Cauldron have been here before, specifically in a Game 7. And so the key for me is going to be how can they keep their composure.
Absolutely. It is all about which team is going to compose themselves and get themselves set up and ready to go. If you're noticing some weird stuff right now in the stream, it's because we had a premature start, but it's fine. We will restart from the very beginning, so it's not like you guys are going to miss anything. But now that we're done with the previews, it's no longer the time for us to stay here and keep yapping. Huey, let's get started with this. Whilst we get this match kicking off, your predictions, chat, go ahead. Put your predictions in as well.
I'm going to go KC Cauldron in 7. I think that their experience on the lower end of the bracket is going to see them through. I think that it's going to be, it might be tough sledding for EM, you know, Runsao, K-Star, not having a great series against us. I think that they're going to struggle to find footing early on, and it's going to give KC the edge when it goes the distance.
I like that prediction. I think it's going to be the other way, though. I think LaCinco12 is going to see us to 7 games, but it's going to be close either way. It's essentially a coin toss. And chat, we are now ready to go. We are going to kick off now. Here we go. LaCinco12 versus KC Cauldron.
Absolutely. It's going to be crucial in these first 90 seconds or so. Both teams just going to feel each other out. Who's going to be able to be comfortable? Who's going to be able to get their touches sorted the quickest, get their rotations figured out, and really start to apply some pressure.
But right now, it looks like KC Cauldron have had a good start. LaCinco12 choosing to absorb the pressure. But you know, when they start settling, the game just gets turned on its head. And it's all about that one moment for LaCinco12. Can they get one good attack going to pin back KC Cauldron? So far, it's a bit of a slow start. KC Cauldron moving forward real quickly right here. Kind of cagey to kick things off, but KC Cauldron have upped the pace, and what a save from Devin, who is known as messing the game right here. Devin, one of the standout performers for LaCinco12, making a huge contribution early on.
Yeah, absolutely. We mentioned that a tough series for Runsao against EM. It looks like we're going to have a goal here. Serrano going to do it himself. Gets the outplay on 2 and tucks it bottom left. Early lead for KC Cauldron, up 1-0.
Huey, you've had a lot of success with solo plays against LaCinco12. Here we have Serrano turning up with a solo play himself, bringing all out from the back, all on his own. Nice solo dribble into the back of the net. A great start for KC Cauldron right here. LaCinco12, though, we've seen them come back from these situations, but now they might have to do it from a much further position, if not for that shot going off target. What an insane moment right there for LaCinco12. They get away with it. And they are looking a little wobbly right here, Huey.
This is the key for this series is going to be how the teams do in transition. You know, it's so easy that when you're in underneath pressure and you're trying to sustain, you just want to clear the ball as quick as you can, but you're just hitting it straight into the other team. You're not actually breaking pressure. You're just inviting more pressure. LaCinco12 have to figure out how to get meaningful touches into the midfield like that. Excellent chance right there.
Oh, a second moment! And Peter gets his soft touch to count. The equalizer. Not too long after KC Cauldron get a goal. What a moment that is. This is what we've been talking about. Can they get that one moment where they can capitalize? Now they have. Now we might start to see them come in and take over this game. But what a response from the Austin boys.
And you can just tell this is going to be an incredible series. Both these heavyweight title fight contenders looking to slug it out. This is going to go the distance. This is going to be some of the best that SGL has to offer. Here we go.
Speaking of best, I gotta acknowledge the chat right here. We got some really cool folks in the chat already. Shouting out Skyline first and foremost for the 100 bits. My man Skyline, thank you so much for the support. Quick mention again. But hold the phone, this might be going into the back of the net, and it almost did. But what a save from Fatality, pinching it off of the post. The ball could have rolled in, but he prevented that. And now KC Cauldron are looking a little wobbly. Might they be able to make this attack count?
That's fantastic. Looks like they're setting up their pressure a little bit here. Now, this is what I'm talking about, where LaCinco12 just hit the ball, and it's going to go straight into a KC Cauldron player. They have to be able to find a little more possession out of transition and be able to go.
They are doing a good job of passing the ball around, though, Huey. We're starting to see a lot more of give and goes instead of trying to hold the ball and go for the 50s like they did against your team in El Matador in the upper final. And they have been benefiting from this, even if the pace of play has kind of gone against them.
Oh, big chance.
And Serrano robs him of what could have been a surefire goal. He's not going to care, though. Smitty still gets the assist. Serrano his second. KC Cauldron are back in the lead.
Just excellent pressure. They're able to keep them in sight, and then eventually the chances are going to keep following in. Debit, what a bump. Absolutely. 2-1.
Now, I had to highlight LaCinco12's passing. It might mean that Cauldron are probably getting a bit more of the ball. I see that as LaCinco12 is still trying to settle in, but now some individual moment of magic. Palace misses. Devin misses. Kaser also misses. But another show of intent, and now Palace with the open net. Instant equalizer. This is basically a back and forth affair. One team goes up, but the other responds. David bringing his team back from the brink. 2-2. Game on.
Fatality just not aware that somebody was up and challenging for that ball. He was closer. He had advantage. He just wasn't looking, didn't see that he had a challenge coming in, and David's there to score the tap in.
And Serrano looking for his hat trick right there. This indeed is a battle, David versus Serrano. But Fatality is there to play a big part as well. Now Palace into the corner. Smitty with a nice first touch to get things going. Beats one. But Palace combines with Devin to get it out of the way. Smitty pops it up for Serrano. Good intervention by Kaser to stop that shot early. Smitty misses, and Palace gets it out. Huey, you've been in battles against both of these sides, and you've dealt with the best and worst that they have had to offer. What are you seeing right now from these two teams that makes you feel like they deserve to go into the grand final?
They're both having great moments and great spells of pressure here. Lots of chances. Yeah, I think that, honestly, I'm looking to see a little bit more. There's a lot of passing out of LaCinco12, but it hasn't been anything super productive yet. I'd like for them to get a little more outplays with their passes. We're not just passing for passing's sake. We're passing to get it past the defender.
I absolutely agree, and even in these moments right here when the ball got cleared out, no one from the midfield was able to engage. Kaser pushing up and just having to get back because he wasn't at the right spot. Better from Devin, though, catching Serrano off guard. Serrano going back and recovering. Palace looking for a pass instead of the shot. Kaser was going back, but Kaser was the 50 to Palace, and it's off target. With the final 10 seconds, it's all LaCinco12. Palace with a soft touch towards the middle. The ball is still in front of the orange goal mouth. Fatality gets it away, and he finally beats Palace, but the ball has still not touched the ground. It's still going. Cauldron with their own counter, and we are finally going into overtime. What a game one to kick off this lower final.
Oh, two massive chances for David. He's going to regret those if we don't get this one in his favor. He had a massive chance to shoot and passed it up for the shot, and then he flubbed his lines on the other one. That could be a massive moment in this game one.
And we could have had another massive moment right there. This time for KC Cauldron. Smitty going with a solo dribble. Couldn't get the flip reset over LaCinco12. Nice 50 there by Kaser, but Devin doesn't have any boost. He's just going to dive for the ball. No shot there, though. He didn't have the boost to get the contact. And now LaCinco12 need to recover. Big demo from Serrano. 2v3. Smitty looking for the bump. Fatality was waiting patiently for the pass. Now he needs to defend this pinch attempt. And it's another go for both these sides. Feels like game one is still continuing at the same intensity and tempo. I hope the whole match can continue going like this because, oh my goodness, this is definitely a contender for match of the tournament.
Absolutely. This has been incredible so far, and you can tell that this is just going to be an absolute bloodfest of a series. Neither of these teams want to go home. Palace gets a lucky ricochet off the defender. Sometimes you just have to put it on net. You don't know what happens. That is massive. Sins forgiven. He has been baptized in an overtime game one win.
And you know what? Sometimes you need the luck to go your way, and for Palace, it definitely went his way. Smitty trying to redirect it away, but he put it into the back of the net, far corner. What a moment for LaCinco12. This is exactly the start they're looking for. Palace needed this as well, given his much improved performance, and he looks like he's high on confidence along with the rest of that LaCinco12 side.
Yeah, I cannot overstate how crucial that is for this LaCinco12 side, and for David in particular, for him to get these two goals and to get this game one win. They've now found themselves on solid footing. It's going to be up to KC Cauldron now to battle back and try and break that footing loose. If they allow for LaCinco12 to continue in this fashion, the series will be over quick. It's up to them now to strike back.
we'll see what their response is for game 2. But Huey, you know, you've been in situations where the game can just quickly change after, you know, I said game, I meant the match, where the match can quickly change between games. Like one game could be a goal fest, which this kind of was. And the next one will probably be a very defensive affair. Like, as a player, what are you supposed to do to try and, like, be a difference maker in these situations? Because I wouldn't be surprised if game 2 becomes a much more defensive affair between these two sides.
For me, it was just keep your head down and do exactly what you're doing. You know, maybe you can talk with the boys about some of the tactical adjustments that you want to make. Like if you notice their third man is deeper or they're pressuring a little bit more and you're able to get a beat over top, then you can talk about that stuff. But for me, like the difference between us in game 2 and game 3, like we had Caesar come in, but just for my own performance, it was just like, okay, it was the belief that I knew exactly what I was able to do and that I was able to change the series. I just had to lock in and find what was already within me.
And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Like, you can go in with a set approach. You can go in with do's and don'ts. But at the end of the day, it's all about adapting. It's all about how you react in the heat of the moment, right? And I think that might be the key here for both of these sides. Who is going to make the better decisions in the heat of the moment? Who is going to play the shot when they need to make that shot? Who is going to play the key pass when the shot is not there? It's what it's all about at the end of the day. Who is going to make the right decisions under so much pressure?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is just going to be an incredible series. Both of these teams are just going to be slugging each other out the whole way. This is going to go the distance. You can just tell. It took me about 90 seconds to realize that this is going to be a series that's going to be long and hard fought. Can't wait to watch more Rocket League with you boys. Here we go.
Much better kickoff right here from LaCinco12, but instant shot from Smitty from the back. Casey Cauldron looking to get that early goal right here. Make sure that LaCinco12 don't get any sort of confidence building up. Nice touch right there from Fatality. Kaser finally gets it away. And Devin just giving it to Serrano with an instant shot from the midfield. You talked about that so often, Huey. I'm surprised they'd still be just moving the ball away like that, especially when they get the time. And now they're in trouble. There's a demo spinning with a
big demo.
What a shot! And it's Casey Cauldron who take advantage of the defensive approach from LaCinco12. 1-0.
You know, it was the demo that tucked the goal into bed, but it was the giveaway from Devin that allowed for that bed to be made. That was the hot sheets out of the dryer. If he doesn't give the possession away like that, that attack doesn't start. That is a crucial aspect of this game. They have to be more clinical with their possession in the midfield in transition.
Well, now they get the chance to look for the equalizer because they're staring through the pin back. LaCinco12, so it's Casey Cauldron. LaCinco12 having a goal scoring opportunity right there. Good defending to see that off. Oh my goodness! A goal out of nothing yet again, Huey! How is this working out for LaCinco12? Somehow it's one apiece.
Oh no! That's a massive mistake. Just lost sight of the ball, fluffed his lines, and absolutely psychoed it into his net. Oh! Wow, just like that, LaCinco12 have a lifeline back into this game. Next goal is going to be big, looking like a big shot here, just goes off the crossbar.
Oh my goodness, I mean, Huey, this is really just absolute bonkers right now. You can't even try to play sensibly. I think you just have to be on your toes and not try to think, just act at every moment. Hope that your muscle memory can, not betray you in the heat of the moment. So far, both these teams are playing at breakneck speed right now. No one trying to slow anything down. The downfield pass to Devin. Fatality looking for the second touch. Cannot get the flip reset. Smitty looking for a shot. But Kaser deals with that with relative ease.
Yeah, a couple good chances there. Again, it's a wayward touch in the corner and it bounces out and it turns out to be a chance for Casey Cauldron. They get another one in the midfield there. So these two teams are both making mistakes and they're not being clinical and giving away possession. It's leading to chances on both sides.
And opportunity right here for Kaser! And he does it all by himself, just like Serrano in game 1. Brings it back to front, off of the left flank, off the backboard on his own. Devin just diving in. Kaser with a soft touch into the far post. LaCinco12 with the lead, but Casey Cauldron still has time to equalize now.
It's just an unfortunate commit from the last man there. This is the other side of this pressure coin that we like to talk about all the time, where you want to keep pressure, you might start to challenge in the corner, but really, there's no point of that challenge. Even if you win the challenge, your teammates don't have boost, there's no follow-up in the midfield. At best, it goes to them. At worst, it's in your net. Unfortunately for KC Cauldron, they find the ladder.
Absolutely, that's some very good analysis right there, Huey, and I think that goes back to what we were talking about, making the right decisions at the heat of the moment. The game is being played at such a fast pace that you cannot stop to think about what you need to do. You have to act, and sometimes that means, even if it may not feel like the best decision, you got to commit. Because if you hesitate for even 1 second, you see Kaser getting an opening like that, that is what it's all about. But
Big demo.
Cauldron have responded with an incredible team goal. Serrano in the midfield off the backboard, then looking for the demo. Fatality, faking, and Smitty finishing it off. That is KC Cauldron in a nutshell. It's great Team Rocket League from this KC boys.
Yeah, that's 2 goals now that LaCinco12 have conceded because of a timely demo in the end. The onus is now on them to be aware of that bump. Look around, tell your man. What a play from Kesar! Double off the kickoff! Oh my word! This is outrageous from the best player in the league. Tree flips into it, beats Smitty, beats Serrano lunging at it. What an outstanding play!
I really have nothing else to say, and it's been a long time since I did this during a game, but I have to respond with that.
Oh my god!
I have nothing else!
Oh my god, it goes back in again! What are we watching? They just can't help themselves!
How? How is it that the ball just teetered on the line right there? I thought that could have been saved. But chat, when one team takes the lead, the other responds. It was LaCinco12 making the comebacks. Now it's KC Cauldron's turn to respond. 3-3 with more than 2 minutes remaining. I hate to do this early, but chat and Huey, this matchup has been absolute cinema.
It has been. And with so many close swings in this game, like the momentum going back and forth, the winner of this game is going to feel an unbelievable amount of momentum on their side. You know, you go back and forth between demoralizing, just giving up a goal, to we've equalized or we're back on top. If you lose a game with all those momentum swings, it's so damaging to your mental. It's so easy to fall down a slippery slope of not believing in yourself and your team.
And that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's all about keeping your mental up, keeping that composure, the self-belief, you know, sticking to your guns, even if it may not work out in the heat of the moment. Because everyone makes mistakes, you know, we're all human at the end of the day. But if you keep that belief up, and we're seeing this especially from these two sides right here, things will fall into place for your team. And it's worked out for both of these teams for sure. Now, you've played against LaCinco12 in the upper final. We talked about Runsau. No Runsau so far. No problem though, right? I mean, they've done very well without him.
No, I think that Devin and David are playing incredibly well right now. I do think that KC have been the better team, generating more chances, being a little more clinical at the back. But I don't feel like they need to make a substitution just yet. I feel like they're weathering the storm just fine. I would wait until either David or Devin feel like they need the sub before they go and make that decision.
Big time, and you know what? They have Kaser to thank for this as well. Kaser, the standout performer in this game too, but now it's a team defensive effort from LaCinco12. Smitty goes up for a double. Too high though, he cannot get back into it, and Serrano gets in, gets his shot on target, and gets that clutch goal. Whenever KC Cauldron look for a clutch moment, it's always Serrano who delivers, and Serrano definitely did. 4-3, 20 seconds remaining. Insane moment right here.
That's a big moment in the David versus Serrano storyline as well there. You know that feels good. Oh, we've paused. What's happened?
Fatality lost connection, and he's gone from the lobby, so we're going to restart this match, this game, sorry, with 20 seconds remaining on the clock. And we'll wait for Fatality to get back in. But right now, Fatality is disconnected.
Just gives us a little bit of a second to catch our breath, eh, Maz? I mean, this has been nonstop action. Goal after goal. It's been unbelievable.
No, seriously. Now we can finally get a chance to breathe and just talk about what's going on. So, you know, going back to that Runsau point, and you talk about Devin and Palace especially playing a big part right here. You know, and as much as they've not been missing Runsau, you know, he's still a good player. Now, on the other hand, KC Cauldron have had that impact player in Thorngold. Do you think there might be a moment where they might need him involved, or do you think this trio that we're seeing right now is going to work well enough for them for the whole match?
I think the trio that we're seeing right now is playing very well. I think they've looked more dangerous. I think they've looked more composed on and off the ball. I don't see any reason for them to make a change at this moment. But this is Rocket League is such a special game, and it's so finicky. It can change on an absolute dime. So you never know. If any one of the players, it can be Fatality, it can be Smitty, it can even be Serrano. If any one of them feel themselves start to slip, it might be a time to call in on Thorngold and see if he can make a spark and have a difference.
Big time, big time. Sorry about that pause right there. I'm dealing with a situation right now with you know, Fatality losing his connection. So Huey, if you excuse me, I'm just gonna stop commentating right now. I'm gonna deal with this matter. How about you interact with the chat and just solo it for a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Chat, talk to me while we're in this little intermission here, guys. How are you doing on this fine Tuesday evening? So glad to be back in the commentary box for all of you guys. It's been so long. I've missed commentating. I've missed interacting with all you guys. Caesar with the go pokes in the chat. Luis with the go NYI. Don't sleep on the Owls. Don't sleep on the Owls. We have a Macaroni League playoff quarterfinal playing for top 4 Thursday. Who do I have in the Cup finals? Oh, man. I have the Nuke hitting the stadium. I don't know. I don't hate Carolina, but gotta hate Vegas. So I would love Canes. I love a little bit of the Stank Oven, Mr. Logan Stankoven, Dallas Stars alum. Shipped him away far too young. I still miss him every day. But I hope Stanky gets a cup. I think that would be everything he needed because we low-key destroyed that young man when we shipped him off. So I hope we get him. Looks like we're back in here on the match. Here we go. 20 seconds. LaCinco12 need a goal. Can they find anything to muster here?
And they do. They need it more than ever. That disconnect might have played a part for KC Cauldron. Or sorry, rather say not played a part, but now it's game, set. Smitty getting the clutch goal with 7 seconds remaining. What a moment right there for Smitty to really put this game into the bag for KC Cauldron.
Yeah, that's going to be the dagger. And it's unfortunate for all sides that it comes off of a disconnect. So it's a little unfortunate. You know, you might feel that pause helped one team more than the other, especially when one team scores. But that's Rocket League. But what an absolute slugfest. A completely even matched game. We're tied up at 1 apiece. We're going to a best of 5. Serrano, how are we? Or not Serrano, heavens. Maz, how are we feeling?
I mean, you know what? Serrano might have more composure. I'm just absolutely excited looking at this gameplay right now. Just an absolute slobber knocker between these two teams. It's a well-deserved 1-1 in this matchup. I think both these teams have been absolutely incredible.
Yeah,
and,
I agree.
At the end of the day, it makes it even tougher to call now that it's become a best of 5.
And, you know, I'll tell you something. When I look at this stat sheet, I see what jumps out to me. You have Smitty, who is on paper, like, the quote-unquote weakest of this KC Cauldron member team, equaling the output of Kesar, who's supposed to be their talisman, one of the best in the league. You know, the score, like, saves and shots and all that. I only look at one line in that stat that matters to me, and that's goals. And you've got Smitty matching Kesar right now. That's incredible for KC Cauldron. And you hope that he keeps that up and he's able to keep impacting this match.
Yeah, he has to keep this going. You know, Smitty is one of those players who has a very high ceiling, but also kind of a low floor. And those swings can hurt his team. But if he can keep his game more consistent, I think KC Cauldron is going to hugely benefit from this. Let's jump straight into game 3. No time to waste. We got to keep this tempo going. We can't slow things down.
Absolutely. No, best of 5. Here we go.
Both teams are jumping in. Now or never for both of them. All square up to now. Bit of an insane back and forth affair too. Like, you know, one team goes, another team comes back. Not anything defensive so far. Here we go. LaCinco12 getting a really good kickoff right here. KC Cauldron getting away with it and going back to the other end.
Yeah, a good kickoff, but it doesn't really look like there's anything threatening coming of it. They just go to the corner, which is fine. You know, we're still feeling each other out, but eventually they're going to have to be a little more forceful with their touches. Like, that's a good start right there, getting the waterfall down. That forces Smitty to make a play, and now they're able to get something on the midfield. They have to get more of that.
Absolutely. And right now they're keeping their rotations going at a pretty fast pace. KC Cauldron just stuck in the back, not able to respond. Fatality, almost setting up Kaser right there, but he just had to react at the last second, couldn't get a shot on target. One question from the chat. Sorry, go ahead.
It's going to be crucial for KC Cauldron to break this pressure with possession. The more that they just allow themselves to keep booming it out straight into an Austin player, the more likely it is that they're going to concede here. This is good for right here. They're going to have a chance to collect themselves.
Now, one question from the chat for you, Huey. Luis, the chat was asking which of these two teams you'd like to face. So far from what you've seen, do you have a preference?
No, I think a series with both of these teams would be incredible. That was a very close chance right there. But just to stay on the question, so we can get back to the commentary, I think both of these teams would be fantastic for the rivalry and for the storylines. I would love to beat LaCinco12 again. I think that would be absolute cinema. It would be a nice little rivalry that we start to reignite between Austin and Dallas. But a match against KC, I love Serrano. Him and I are very good friends. Even Fatality and Smitty, like these are two people who I really enjoy and respect a lot. And so a match between either one of these teams would be absolutely fantastic and a blast to play.
Honestly, you know what? I appreciate you giving that kind of answer because for me, both these teams do deserve to go to the grand final based off of what we've seen so far. That's Fatality who throws the first punch at LaCinco12. An awkward moment right there for the Austin boys. Devin pushing up, trying to get a touch away, but he was involved in a double commit. Nobody in the net to deal with that. Fatality taps it in, and it's KC Cauldron who draw first blood in Game 3.
That's an unfortunate challenge for Palace. I think that's one we can probably go without. Devin is already up. He's going to be coming in from behind. No need for that. We're still going to get a touch. Fatality onto the crossbar. Can they get this away? Yes. Smitty able to get the goods, get this ball into the clearance. K-Star will take it to his back corner. Massive chance for LaCinco12 that they don't capitalize on.
But part of the reason they don't capitalize on that, Huey, is because of the big bump on Palace as he was diving in for that shot. K-Star getting bumped as part of the process as well.
Oh!
Serrano not getting a touch right there. Oh my God.
Another massive moment. Those are two pivotal moments in this game that go begging. What a swing in both directions here. This next goal is going to be absolutely massive. Who is going to have the stones to go in there and take it?
Yeah, this looks like a much cagier affair between these two sides. We already saw like 3+ goals by this moment in both games 1 and 2. Now it's just one. Can we get a second? Palace diving in. Great challenge by the Cauldron defense right there to get it out. Now it's Kaser's turn to build up an attack. Beats one. Still keeps it going off of the left flank. He got a solo goal in Game 2 off of the left flank. Off the backboard this time. Huge demo on the third. Palace is gone. And him spawning at that left flank was truly a lucky moment because his team is able to counter. Again, KC Cauldron hold on for their dear lives.
KG doesn't even begin to cover it, Maz. What is going on here? The play has completely changed. Lads, it's only Game 3. The series isn't over till your opponent wins 4 games. We need to play a little bit more concise here. We need to tighten it up a little bit. Get the nerves under control.
I think the nerves are definitely under control for KC Cauldron. They look incredibly composed, even when they're defending! But it doesn't matter when you have Kaser to deal with. Devin trying to bring it forward. Serrano clears it out to Kaser, who powers it in with a 60-mile-per-hour, 96-kilometer-per-hour midfield shot, courtesy of AlexBangersOnly.com radar gun. And with 59 seconds remaining, it's all square. And might they get a second? So far, it looks to be a problem. I think Fatality's disconnected yet again.
Oh, no.
All right, we're doing it live. No more transitioning. We're going to go back to 59 seconds, and we're going to restart from kickoff.
Typical again. Oh, geez. Luis taking the piss in chat. It's a lovely day in SGL. Here we go. So they will be 2v3 here for just a little bit, right? Fatality's
No,
disconnected?
Fatality just got back. He froze for 1 second.
Okay.
It's like nothing ever happened. We kicked off from that equalizer. And Palatine brings it up. Can he take advantage of that little pause? Good touch there by Serrano, but Gatesor is there to take advantage. Down with a shot.
Oh, that's just unfortunate. Oh, man, I know we're saving it towards net, but these are the type of touches that get you into trouble. There wasn't a shot there. Fatality doesn't need to go. If you just take a look and see midfield, if you have a shooter, you don't jump for that, you get a better touch. Crucial moment and a crucial misplay from Fatality there. Now KC Cauldron need a goal in this pivotal game 3.
And it all started from that disconnect, Huey. The Fatality disconnect helped Cauldron.
Oh, gets it right back. What are we doing? This is incredible.
I have no other words to say. I mean, you know what? Let's bring it out. Absolute cinema. That's all. Absolute cinema.
The mistake is immediately exonerated from Fatality. He says, guys, my bad. Let me go get it back. And he gets it back in a massive way. We're now even again with 25 seconds remaining.
And we had 1 goal until the 2-minute mark. As we enter the final minute, we already have 3 more goals. What an insane game 3 this is turning out to be, and a match that is truly worthy of the grand final. And we're seeing the comeback kings play a huge part. It's not Serrano coming up clutch this time around. It's Smitty with what could be the game-winning goal. 60 miles per hour, 100 kilometers per hour, courtesy of AlexBangersOnly.com radar gun. LaCinco12 has 12 seconds to get back. Can they do it?
Just incredible effort from Smitty to be there for the Palace misplay. And I mean, this is going to be the story of the season. Kesar looks for the solo play. Does Palace get the dunk? No, it's not in. Palace again on the doorstep. Poppins. Once again, we see a player with a crucial misplay on one end go and make it up on the other. 0-second goal. KC, LaCinco12 equalized.
But let's bring it back, chat. Absolute cinema. It's only game 3. It's only game 3. But it feels like a game 7 with how these two teams are playing. This is the closest matchup we've seen, not just in this mini season, but probably throughout the past few seasons. And we've had game 7s in the grand final of season 7 between KC Cauldron and ECRC as well. But oh my goodness, this matchup rivals any other matchup we've seen in SGL throughout its history. Might we get a game winner? No, we don't. Shot up, target off the frame of the goal. Now it's KC Cauldron's turn on the counter. My goodness, neither team is getting a chance to breathe. Chat's not getting a chance to breathe. Huey, you and I are not getting a chance to breathe either.
It's okay. We don't need to breathe when we have Rocket League like this. This is enough sustenance for the two of us. I mean, take your pick. You want Pep's Barca versus Jose's Madrid? You want Pep's Stiddy versus Klopp's Reds? There's so many great rivalries that this is mirroring. You just cannot do anything else other than soak it all in.
And to add on to that, closer to home, we're talking NYCFC, New York Red Bulls. We're talking LAFC, LA Galaxy, Seattle, Portland, Toronto, Montreal. This is so even. Throw form out of the bag. Throw the paper out the window. It's all about who can make their moment count. And it's KC Cauldron who make it count this time. Insane counterattack. Smitty beating Palace. Fatality getting it into the back of the net, courtesy of a big Serrano demo. Yet another team goal from the Cauldron. And it's 4-3 in game 3. KC Cauldron up.
That is just another massive demo goal. I believe that 3 goals in that game now came off of a demo. That is a massive indicator to how they want to play and how LaCinco12 have been unable to adapt. If I'm LaCinco12, I'm using my timeout and I'm trying to get us to avoid the bump a little more. Just check your shoulder, left shoulder, right shoulder, dead ahead. Have your teammates' eyes on you. Look and see if you're going to get bumped. You have to avoid it.
Very well said, Huey. And you know what? We've been noticing Serrano going for the bumps consistently, especially in these clutch moments. There's definitely a pattern emerging. I wonder if LaCinco12 has spotted it. I'm pretty sure they might have. But it's another thing altogether to react to all of this when the gameplay is so fast. Because at the end of the day, you're keeping your eye on the ball. You want to make sure you don't get yourself out of position or disorient your vehicle, you know, so you can get the best contact through. And this is where we start to see the best of the best emerge. And we've seen great moments from every single player. 3 goals all across the board for LaCinco12. And in the Cauldron end, Serrano playing more of a support role, Fatality the goal scoring role, Smitty the X factor. I mean, we're seeing it all right now in SGL chat.
Yeah, and this is happening. This must feel like Groundhog Day for LaCinco12, where the supposed weakest player on paper is the one who is absolutely tormenting them. And Smitty has just played unbelievably well so far. He has been the difference maker and my man of the match, bar none.
Here we go. Game 4 in Paris. Which team will come out on top? Who will have the momentum on their side? This game 4 feels critical for both teams. For KC Cauldron. Sorry, go ahead.
Tevit says Serrano's map. That's hilarious, Devin. Good shout.
Oh, it is Serrano's map. You're not wrong about that.
Oh, man. Serrano hoping he can speak a little French into the LaCinco12 back lines here. Looking at this, lots of space to be found. It looks like Serrano's going to get there first. Looks to get in a challenge. Can't get anything necessary out of it. Now Kesar look to collect. Gets the boost. Goes into a challenge. Fatality up for it. Just feeling each other out a little bit more. Both these teams don't seem super sure in possession just yet.
Oh my goodness. The moment was right there for Kesar. But KC Cauldron set their stalls just as Devin was trying to disrupt them. It'll take a bit more to throw them off their rhythm. KC Cauldron, one of the best defensive teams in SGL. We've seen them trouble various teams throughout the seasons as they would pepper the net, and KC Cauldron would keep out everything that they would face. So it takes a lot more than a simple backboard pass to break them down.
Woo, Kesar almost getting in there. You know, I'll tell you, from the few charges we've seen when Serrano, and specifically Serrano on KC Cauldron, get possession, it's just a heavy touch and it goes straight into a lagging last man for LaCinco12. They're getting a lot of free balls. They just have to be able to realize that and take a little bit more space.
Oh, good fake attempt right there from Devin. KC Cauldron don't fight. And yeah, you're right. It looks like it is Serrano who's playing a part because he doesn't really have that much boost to do anything with the ball. And it's Fatality!
How does that not get saved?
The shot! Great pass out from Serrano. All he needed was 2 small pads. Fatality with a great finish. Devin with no boost. Unfortunate for LaCinco12, but it's KC Cauldron who takes the lead.
Man, that's tough for Devin. We're in the right spot. If we look for 1 or 2 pads there, we're able to make that save. This is going to be a huge indicator for how the mental of LaCinco12 are at this moment. You're down in a game where if you lose, you go down 3-1 and you're 1 loss away from your season over. How will they respond?
Well, right now they're looking a bit tentative. Great pass right there. No shot from Serrano. Just couldn't get the key touch. No boost for him to really make the most of that. Now he needs to get back and defend. But a demo doesn't really throw KC Cauldron off. Serrano is already there. No boost from LaCinco12. They're just trying to get a touch on the ball to keep this pressure going. Kesar getting a good 50 in the middle. Straight to Palace, but a loose touch. Draws another 50. LaCinco12 get back into this. They'll need Kesar to step up.
Oh, look at them going for the bump play. Doesn't quite execute it, but that's a bit more of an idea that's threatening.
Luis, you're absolutely right. The second man for LaCinco12 does tend to be a bit further away. I think they've gone burned a bit too much, though, when they push up and get the third demoed. They might want to be protecting their net a bit more. But it does mean that it gives KC Cauldron a bit more time to take control of the midfield.
Oh, straight down.
Might have a shot right there.
Whoa.
Kesar just getting it away. Oh, my goodness.
Man, this is all KC Cauldron right now. They're going to get the press down, but it's just going to be possession KC Cauldron. They're going to have to find something here. Oh, off the post! Off the post! Off a KC defender back in the corner. They're not out of jail yet. Finally, Palace gets the slot in. Massive goal for LaCinco12.
Can we talk about that first pass to Kaser? That should have been Kaser's goal right there. Unfortunate for him that the ball bounced off the post and then away. But Palace is there to clean things up. He might be keeping it simple. He might be doing nothing fancy, but he has put in a ton of clutch contributions for LaCinco12. The Austin boys are back in this game 4, but can they get the game winner that they need to bring this back all even, to make this a best of 3? Not when this KC Cauldron team is out there. They have been absolutely massive in these toughest of tough moments.
Yeah, I'll tell you, David has put in a massive shift so far through 4 games. This is exactly what his team needs him to do. We're going to see if him being steady applies to the rest of this team. We're still looking for Kaysar to have a bit more of an impact. We're looking for Devin to have a bit more of an impact offensively. If they can find that, they're going to have a great chance to keep this series going longer.
Palace clearing it out. No Kaser. He was going back. So Palace attempt to a pass didn't go anywhere.
Oh, big shot. There it is.
Serrano coming up clutch. We didn't mention his name in the goal scoring for a little bit, but he has made it count. Great pass from Fatality to Serrano. Yet another team goal. LaCinco12 on the back foot yet again. Might this be match point in the... Might this be match point coming up for Cauldron, or can LaCinco12 respond? Oh my God, they did.
It's just, was that even a question? Does a bear use the restroom in the woods? Yes, he does. Can a team who's just conceded respond? Yes, they can. These teams just refuse to be outdone by one another. This is unbelievable.
I have nothing else to say. Kaser's done it yet again, so you know what?
Oh my God!
What else can you say to that? What else can you say to that goal? And speaking of Kaser going for the long shot, Smitty getting it away. Clutch save, even if he might have looked comfortable. But the big moments bring on the big plays from the big players. And Kaser's definitely delivered. Now, we'll see who has the medal to keep their composure and get the game winner. LaCinco12 setting themselves up quite well. Good defending from Cauldron so far. Shot from Kaser!
What a save!
Punching it off of the frame, but it's not over yet. It's still not over. And it finally goes away. Overtime. Oh my goodness. Absolute cinema.
That was postmarked for the top left. And I think it was Fatality just gets in with the wicked pinch out. Blocked by James, blocked by Cornette, I believe is what you mean. Unbelievable to keep this alive.
No time to breathe. Shot off by Smitty. Good save as well from Kaser.
Oh, they're under the cosh here.
Every time you think we can catch our breath, it just, the game goes to another level.
Yeah, don't let their position on the field fool you. Ooh, good chance from them, but LaCinco12 are still going to be under the cosh here. They're going to have the ball forward. Let's look and see if they find possession. That's just wasteful. We can't be doing that. Kaysar, we have to be able to take a little bit more possession there.
Oh my God.
And look at that. It's going to lead to a golden chance on their goal line. Oh my gosh.
I mean, we've seen Kaysar, on paper, he's supposed to be the very best, but even he's feeling the heat right now in this matchup. He's played in high school championship games, and he's still feeling the pressure right here. I mean, that tells you everything about what these boys are going through. It's what SGL does. It just gets a hard pressure going, especially when you represent something bigger than just your own team. You're representing, your soccer team, your fan base, your community, your city. It's a really big deal, and both of these sets of players are definitely laying it all on the line.
Absolutely. And we don't pull on the shirt, but when you pull on the shirt, you play for the badge. Both of these teams surely are having a little bit of fire into their gut now. Absolutely playing with intensity that's worthy of a grand final.
Oh, and this overtime is going to go into 2 minutes elapsed as well. Definitely the tensest overtime we've seen so far. It's been all LaCinco12, but another save from Cauldron, this time from Fatality. Now they got to deal with another shot. Ball water falling down. Serrano gets it away. A third shot. Fatality this time getting the save. Oh my goodness. LaCinco12 have pinned back KC Cauldron, but they have defended valiantly so far.
Oh man, it's just absolutely electric Rocket League both ways. Looks like LaCinco12 are having a bit more of the pressure here, but even still, nothing super threatening. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to break through anytime soon. They haven't presented anything that's threatening enough for KC, and it looks like we have another DC once again.
Yep. Saw the
In
time.
overtime.
I was so absorbed into the match, I forgot that there was a DC. So we're going to take a pause yet again, chat. Sorry about that. It sucks that the game is hitting these breaks all because of extraneous circumstances. Here's hoping everything gets back to normal. I think Fatality lost connection yet again, which is incredibly unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. Yeah, it says Arsenal time wasting. Oh, there's no Arteta in Kansas City. At least, Lord, I hope not. Keep that fraud in England. Second place Champions League, exactly what he's deserved. Have that. Up the Reds, GGMU. But yeah, it's just unfortunate that the pace of the game has been broken up for this. You wonder what that's going to do to both these teams. Are they going to be able to re-engage at a level that they were at 2 and 30 minutes into an overtime in Game 4?
Yeah, this is a real momentum killer for both these teams, and it sucks because a matchup like this doesn't deserve to have like moments like these just decide games, right? We saw it happen in Game 3. You know, LaCinco12 stepped up, but the KC Cauldron bounced back eventually. In Game 2, it led to the 5th goal for KC Cauldron. You know, like these things can play a part. Here's just hoping it doesn't get worse. Yeah. But for now, this is what we have to deal with.
It is unfortunate, but I think from a match admin perspective, and even if I was LaCinco12 and, you know, my opponents were disconnecting like this, I would want the game to be decided 3-on-3 where everybody's playing. I would not want to win off of a 2v3. That wouldn't feel right. And so, you know, as frustrating as it is for LaCinco12, I really hope that they can take it in stride and let the match be decided when there are 6 players on the pitch.
Seriously, and that's what it deserves. You need to have a 3v3. You can't have a 3v2 deciding on this. Just catching up the chat right now. Trashland saying RL servers acting up. You know what? It's not actually the RL servers. They've actually been really good tonight. Unfortunately, it's Fatality losing his connection for a 3rd time. I think his internet is causing him some problems. So, yeah, we're going to have to wait, unfortunately.
Devin with a nice little shout out. Way more entertaining than ESPN commentary. I agree. I think it's criminal that ESPN has the rights to hockey. They don't broadcast it in any way close to what it deserves. But thank you for the shout out. Very appreciative of those kind words.
I mean, it's a great shout out, but I don't know if he's trying to gas us up because those guys are pro commentators. If ESPN cannot match up to what we have to offer, then something's really wrong over there. Like, absolutely wrong.
That's a great point. You know, will we have this break? I won't hop onto my soapbox now, but man, we could talk about how ESPN has absolutely fallen off of a cliff in terms of sports product presentation for hours. Like that SGL podcast episode 68, the downfall of ESPN. I'm on board. Anybody else on board with me? We'll talk about that for as long as we can, man. I had college football, hockey, college basketball, everything. Like I could talk about this stuff for hours. Luis says, what? Put the fries in the bag. Yeah. All right, Unc. You're really dragging it at this point, man.
Oh, man. Let's get back to the matchup. Both teams are ready to go. Here we go. Two-minute 40 on the clock. Huey. Oh my goodness!
No.
We didn't even need to wait much longer. Look who got the game winner. I cannot believe what I'm seeing right here. Wow.
That
hurts.
Devastating. No, that's the exact opposite of what you want to see. That is unbelievable. I can't believe it. And oh no.
I have nothing to say right here. I cannot believe what has happened. I mean, literally what we were talking about has happened. A disconnect has played it decided the match. The game. It decided the game.
That is just so unfortunate to see. Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, no matter what the result of that game was going to be, I think now is a great time for Runsao to make his match debut. I think Palace is probably a little upset. I think he was the one who led to that goal off the kickoff. But I would like to see him back himself just a little bit. He's played brilliantly this series. I think that Runsao should be coming in for Devin. I don't think Devin has offered enough going forward. Might just not be his night. But I think Runsao, Kesar, and David are exactly what needs to happen in order to get this KC match under control.
And you know what? We talked about one person having connection issues. Now it seems like the game is having problems because the lobby is broken. Love this. New lobby time. Let's go.
Oh, thank you, Epic Games. You guys have taken W's. I can't lie. It's been W's since the anti-cheat came out, but also fix your game, please. We have important matches to be played tonight. Fix your game. Oh man.
I mean, this match has it all, doesn't it?
It really does. And, you know, I'll tell you another thing. Herb Brooks said this, you know, little miracle on ice. I know we have some hockey fans. Great moments are born from great opportunity. Even a little bit of Herb Brooks, Minnesotan there. This is an absolutely fantastic opportunity for LaCinco12 to overcome unbelievable adversity. If they manage to get this series and go 7 and win in Game 7, it's going to be unbelievable momentum heading into a grand final with El Matador.
I mean, now LaCinco12 has it all to do. It's not even their fault. It's just extraneous circumstances deciding it right here. But we have to go with this. I don't know why it's showing 4-1 right there. That's supposed to say 3-1 game. I don't know what's going on. That's 3-1. It's not done yet. And yeah, the scoreboard's also kind of broken. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Let's just go back to the matchup view. But it is 3-1. We're going to be playing Game 5 very soon.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, if there were ever two teams who were capable of coming down from 3-1, it'd be both of these guys. Whatever the scoreline, whichever way it may fall, both of these teams are capable of winning 3 games in a row. I mean, when they're on, they're just on, and it's free-flowing Rocket League. It's suffocating. It's everything that you want in order to win 3 games in a row. LaCinco12 have it within themselves. They're just going to have to believe, find it, and then stay the path.
Well, I think with this added pause, both teams get a chance to take some time off and get their breath back. And you know what? Maybe change the game plan a bit. So we'll see if maybe LaCinco12 can take advantage of this now. But they definitely need to step up. Their life is on the line. It's all about whether they finish 3rd or have a chance to enter the grand final. This is it for LaCinco12. KC Cauldron are now on match point. Who is gonna win this and gain all the momentum they need heading into the next set of games? Here we go.
And LaCinco12 running it back with the same lineup. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I would obviously, I champion Runsao coming in here, but if Devin is going to stay in, then he's got to make more of an impact.
For sure. So far, he's had a good start right here. Nice clearance, though, from Fatality. Smitty getting a touch off the midfield into the other end. Ooh, that whip is unfortunate. But Kaser is there to see it off. And now kickstarts the counterattack on his own. Faking Serrano out. But can he get a key touch? He cannot. Just got hung up right there. But Kaser has his teammates following up. And now Kaser with a shot. Weak effort. But he gets the 50. A second 50. Not enough pace on that, though. But another chance. Palace dropping back for good reason. He has the time to kick off this counter. Just a loose touch, though. But everyone is on their game now. You can see it. Nobody wants to make that critical error until now. And Palace gives LaCinco12 the lead in this do-or-die affair. They're up 1-0.
Massive. Great pass out on from Kesar off the sidewall. The fake from Devin, and then Palace with the finish. I love to see that David's kept himself in this match. I love to see that he's still putting in a shift. This is massive for him. I know he's buzzed right now. Is he going to be able to convert it into another win? Here we go. Kesar, and it looked like Palace in on the joint effort off the kickoff. All of a sudden, 2-0, LaCinco12 firmly in control.
I cannot believe that ball somehow got into the back of the net. That came off the rear of Serrano's Octane, but the ball somehow bounced in whilst maintaining that forward momentum. Another bit of luck going LaCinco12's way, but they don't care. They got massively unlucky in Game 4. They need even a little bit of luck just to start catching up. That definitely is the start, but they still have a long way to go.
Yeah, that's what's incredible about sports, and especially in a game like this, the luck will even itself out. Over a 7-game series, there's going to be a control. The class will always shine through. You know, class is permanent. The better team will win in a 7-game series, and so LaCinco12 off to a fantastic start to prove their case that they're better. And of course, as I say that, it looks like it goes in. How has we not scored? How have we missed that? Oh my word, Kimpembe on the goal line for PSG. Can't tap it in. How have we done that, KC Cauldron?
This is
Not Kimpembe, Choupo-Moting on the goal line. Oh my word.
Oh my god. But it's not over yet! Open net! Cometh the hour! Cometh Serrano! When the going gets tough, when his team needs him the most, Serrano is there to get the equalizer. I know you talked a bit about Devin already, Huey. What did you see from him right there?
Not so much him, just all of them. Like even somebody like I think Kesar was in on the challenge and Palace is right underneath him, and then Devin is sliding upfield at the moment of contact. It just seems as unaware, like we're not looking and trying to see what they're doing. We're just kind of driving around, and it leads to an easy tap-in that we can't be conceding. Lucky for them, they do have a 1-goal cushion here. They've worked for it, so they're not under the cosh yet, but they are going to need to respond and not let them equalize.
And good response right there from LaCinco12, pinning back KC Cauldron. Even though they have boosts, they're staying back and respecting these Austin boys right now. Good beat there by Serrano. Fatality looking for the finish! From 2-0 down! KC Cauldron have responded immediately! It's 2-2! And Fatality this time, getting the goal off of a Serrano assist. Oh my goodness! This KC Cauldron side doesn't know when to give up.
Absolutely not. That is absolute pure gut and stone you-know-whats to come back from 2-0 in a game like this immediately. Absolutely sensational from KC Cauldron. Can LaCinco12 respond? I think they're up for it. It's do or die. Can they rise to the occasion and keep their season alive?
Great demo play right there by Palace. Unfortunately for him, Kesar was all the way back and not able to get up and capitalize on that. But these kind of team plays are what will benefit LaCinco12 hugely. We've seen KC Cauldron just go with team plays for about 95% of their goals in this matchup. Now it's LaCinco12's turn to contribute. Kesar off the backboard, couldn't get that solo effort on target. Devin missing, but the ball is still in play. Ooh. And Serrano could not get that on target. He had the angle, just couldn't get the finish.
Yeah, that's a tough one. It's Devin caught out just underneath the ball, not able to make a play on it. Leads to Serrano getting a good chance. Unfortunately for KC, unable to capitalize.
Oh my goodness. It feels like LaCinco12 are totally on the back foot, but this gift might give them a chance to get back into the flow of things. Palace hesitating, not getting the second touch. Invited Fatality to the ball, but can Devin make amends for his effort? Just couldn't get that solo dribble going. Nice 50 right there by Cauldron. The ball bouncing straight to Serrano, who touches it high up, but couldn't get the follow-up. Devin getting it away. Kesar needs to go back and get that save. He doesn't need to worry about his shot off target.
Oh, sweetie backflip.
Oh, target. Oh, no. He needed that to go in.
What is happening? This has been an unbelievable series. Missed chances, taken chances. Anything that one team does, the other one equalizes immediately.
And you don't know which way this is going to go now. We're in the final 30 seconds, counting down to the final 10 seconds very soon. This really can go either way. KC Cauldron for the grand final. LaCinco12 to go to Game 6 in Neo Tokyo. Who will make it count? Nice first touch from Kesar. A touchback by Serrano to a fatality. But the ball goes down just in time before Palace can get that shot off. Overtime yet again.
There is not enough motion in the chat right now. Ninja Times Square. Can the chat be a little more active? We're looking for a grand final berth. Let's go. Unbelievable Rocket League being played. Both teams trading blow for blow. Come on, boys.
Might be the message for both of these players. A sense of players. Another great effort. Great save by Smitty to get it away. Devin getting hung under the ball yet again. Oh, great touch there by Palace to slow it down and give Kaser a chance to recover. 1v1. Kaser gets beaten by Fatality. Now Fatality looking to do it all on his own. But Devin gets it to the midfield against Serrano. Who beats him?
It's in!
And it's over just like that. KC Cauldron booked their spot into the grand final. It's El Matador versus KC Cauldron for the Premier Championship.
Serrano goes up. LaCinco12 season goes down. Unbelievable that that's how the series ends. I can't believe what we've just seen. KC Cauldron punched their ticket for a rematch in the grand final. We said earlier at the beginning of the broadcast that that matchup in the first round of uppers did not deserve to have one of those teams go to the lower. KC Cauldron have absolutely proved that and earned a rematch against the team that bounced them in their very first matchup.
I hate to say this. We've already seen the championship lower final go to 5 games when that didn't deserve to go to 5. This is even more egregious, though. This definitely should not have finished in 5 games, but KC Cauldron got the lucky break in game 4. And I hate to say it. That might have been the decider. Nothing anyone can do about that, but what's done is done. It's all over.
Yeah, you do feel that was a massive moment in the middle of game 4 overtime where it DCs and they score immediately afterwards. But man, oh wow, what a series. Has everything you could possibly want. Even though it went 5 games, this has been absolutely one of the series of the tournament.
Yeah, even if it's done in 5, this is definitely the match of the tournament for sure. What an insane moment we have had. Just sucks that it had to be decided by a disconnect, but what's done is done.
Yeah, and I will say, this is a bit unfair to Austin and to LaCinco12, but you still had your moments. Even in the first couple games 1 and games 2, games 3 even, you had moments where you could have capitalized a little bit more. Maybe you're a bit more organized and intentional on the defensive end. You just didn't rise to it. And it's really unfortunate that a disconnect followed by a kickoff goal in overtime to go match point is the adversity that you were challenged. But I think that there was a great opportunity for them to rise up and face that, and they just fell short.
Let's focus on that right now, because despite all these issues, KC Cauldron did play really well, but LaCinco12 also had so many chances to end these games. Where do you think it all went wrong for them in the end?
I think they just weren't as clinical and as intentional with the ball in the offensive third that I would like. Specifically as a team, I think at any given time they had 2 out of the 3 of them on, whereas KC Cauldron had contribution and were threatening from all members of the field, and all of them were contributing defensively, whereas LaCinco12, they were all contributing with some misplays, and they were just kind of giving the ball away a little bit. They just didn't seem very balanced and very settled in, I'd say, from that game 2 loss onwards.
I think you might have a point right there that game 2 might have played a part. Once again, we saw it just like in the lower final in the champ. One team, wins game 1, and the other team essentially sweeps them away, and that's what happened right here. So, oh man, I'm just thinking about all those close chances that LaCinco12 had. If they could get even one of those in, and I know they already had quite a bit of luck, but if they could just make one of those chances count, this whole match would have been flipped on over its head. It would have been a completely different matchup for sure.
It would have been, yeah. And that's what's going to be so heartbreaking for LaCinco12, for a season to end on 2 back-to-back losses where you you have a series where you're in control against El Matador, and then it just all gets flipped on its head, and you lose 4 straight. And then for this one, you win game 1, and then you lose 4 straight again. That is just a devastatingly painful way to lose a series.
Oh my God. You know, we've shared our thoughts consistently throughout this match. I think it's time to get the thoughts from one of the players. We do have one interview lined up for you, and it is from Casey Cauldron. So Huey and chat, let us welcome on in Fatality, the man of the moment. Fatality, you've had so many connection issues throughout this match, but even with all those issues, you and your team got the job done. How are you feeling being the second grand finalist?
Yeah, definitely just went through a whole adrenaline dump. So kind of recovering from that still, but yeah, I felt so bad for that game that we won in OT. I think it was game 4 where I came back and had the immediate kickoff goal in overtime. That one was what really made me feel really, really bad. But yeah, happy we pulled it out, and excited to face Huey in the finals. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, talk to us a little bit about that. You didn't play in that first matchup between El Matador and Casey Cauldron. What are your overall thoughts on that matchup? You know, thoughts on the EM squad in general and how you guys match up. Maybe some things that you're looking forward to. Maybe some things that you're worried about coming out of EM.
Who played for you guys?
It was all 4 of us played. It was a mix of me, Luis, Caesar, and Wicca.
Yeah, I think it was Captain Yef, Thor, and Funch that played for us, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think we had some conflict. I believe I couldn't do it that day or something. I wasn't available. And the Serrano, myself, and I don't think, or Smite and I, Smitty, we couldn't. There was some scheduling issue for some reason, I think, if I remember correctly. But it's looking forward to playing you guys in the finals. I mean, I don't know. Did we play? What was, looking back to season 10? Do you know off the top of your head the matchups, how they went during the season 10?
I do not know. I was not super active in season 10, but
Yeah, it's a different team. I think you make it a different team, so definitely looking forward to it for sure.
Yeah, Fatality. I mean, you know, your team had been under so many moments of pressure, but you guys still find a way to get out of them. What do you guys do to keep your composure? Like, it's not as simple as, oh, that's just the way it is. Like, you guys definitely do something to keep each other going, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've all 3 of us been playing this game a long time. We played in a lot of a lot of different leagues and different matches and stuff, and we've all, it's Rocket League, anything can happen. I mean, you can be down 5 goals and still end up coming back and winning. So like the game that comes to my head is we went down 2 and ended up coming back and winning that one. We're kind of comeback kids a little bit. I think when we get into a rhythm, sometimes we generally start out slow, and then we start getting into a rhythm as things go on. We start finding each other. I know we're definitely a pass heavy team. We can pull out a solo play every now and again, but I almost enjoy like timing my teammate up with a nice pass and having them rip a shot in better than if I get a flip reset goal. So it's just our play style and handling the pressure on defense. We just kind of look for each other and help pass it out, and just manage your boost. Even when you're being boost starved, they did a really good job of boost starving us, especially that last game. We were definitely feeling the pressure there quite a bit. But just having trust in your teammates and knowing you guys can get the job done.
Fatality, I'm wondering if you can talk to us about what your thoughts on Smitty's performance was, because we don't have salaries in this league, but in other leagues that we play in, like Smitty would be like considered one of the lower sal players of that lineup, and he absolutely took over that match. There were games where he was producing at the same level as Kesar, somebody who should be like salaried much higher than him. What's it mean to you and the boys to see somebody like Smitty perform at that level?
Yeah, I mean, Smitty's got all the talent that some of the higher ranked players like Caesar does, and I mean, he can hit double taps, he can do the flip resets. I think he's undersold. The biggest thing is just the consistency, and when he's on, he's on. Tonight was definitely one of those nights, so it's always, it's definitely, he brings each other up as well too. It's not just him when he's playing well. Comes in clutch on the defensive side as well too. So just an all-around great player.
Fatality. It's been a while since Casey Cauldron had, any bit of success in SGL. I'm trying to remember if they won anything after season 7, because season 7 was the last time they won anything major. They got both the season championship and the cup. They got the double then. And in season 8, they did win a consolation tournament, although it really doesn't mean much because it wasn't the season championship. Even though this is a mini season, how much of a big deal would this be for Casey Cauldron to win a season championship after 3.5 seasons?
I think it's huge. Last season was my first season on the team, and so I don't know. I can't really speak to some of the earlier seasons before that, but I know last season we definitely were wanting to have a little bit more success than we did. It was good. It was still a good season. I think we finished either 3rd or 4th overall on the final standings there out of all the teams. But yeah, I mean, we definitely want to win this mini tournament. I think that'll give us some good momentum going into the following season as well too. So definitely always playing to win. So that's definitely a big thing. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just wondering because season 10.5, obviously we want to win, but I think a lot of our sights could be set towards season 11 after the World Cup and all of that. Is there anything that you guys have learned about yourselves through this tournament that you're willing to take into season 11 for a title charge?
It's a good question. I think our chemistry, especially between Smitty and Serrano and myself, has only gotten better throughout this tournament. The more we play with each other, the better we keep getting. I feel like these series have gotten better as they've gone on. And same thing with last season as well too. We got better as it goes on. I mean, once you get more familiar with each other and know how each other's little tendencies and how they kind of view the game, and playing with them certainly helps a lot. We don't really play outside of these matches. I mean, we maybe warm up for like 10-15 minutes and then play our match, but when we do play, we do enjoy. I can speak for just myself, but I really enjoy playing with the guys, and even Thor and Funch and everybody else as well too, that's on the team. So I mean, if I wasn't having fun, I wouldn't be a part of the league. So
Yeah, absolutely. Well, a little bit of opposite of fun here. Luis is in chat asking, ask him what day he wants to lose the final. Looks like he's starting to try and stir up a little bit of bad blood there. Any thoughts on that? Any thoughts on, we talked a little about the tactical and the lineup side, but what are the emotions surrounding you clinching that grand final and going up against a team like El Matador?
Well, it won't be on Monday or Wednesday, but any other day works for me. So whatever. I mean, if they want to do it this weekend, works for me as well too. Obviously, we want to make sure everybody else can make the match, but I don't know. He's already talking trash a little bit. I don't know if I've beaten Luis. I don't think I have. I know I played against him in UR, my first season in UR, and he was up into the next league the next season. So I'm kind of looking forward to it anytime I can play against him. He's a great player. You are as well. We've been playing 6 mans against each other quite a bit, so I enjoy that. But who will be your third?
Us, me and Luis, probably Caesar.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
he's good as well too. So you guys have a great team. I think it'll be a great great match. Obviously I'm rooting for Sporting to win, but it's it's I think it'll be a good series. I'm just rooting for a good series as well too. So
Yeah, class answer, and I love that answer. Because I talked about in the beginning of the broadcast just how much respect I have for each of you guys that took the pitch tonight. Serrano, I've gone to FC Dallas games with him, and I've been playing in six mans. I play in six mans with all of you guys. I know all of you guys from different leagues. I just have so much respect for you guys, and I'm very excited that we're gonna get to let the pitch do the talking and just have us a best of 7, maybe 2.
yeah, maybe two. I don't know. Is there would it go to losers if we do end up we play 2 back-to-back matches? Might be a question.
Nah, it should. Yeah, if it's a double elimination tournament, so if we win a series, like if we win 4 games, then that'll be it. If you guys win 4 games, then it bracket resets and it'll be one last winner take all best of 7.
Didn't NRG do that one year that I got a bracket reset and ended up winning? I don't know. That'd be kind of sick. It'd be, or they came close, maybe. Yeah,
it was the Justin goal. That was season 5. Against Dignitas, they pulled off a bracket reset, took it all the way to Game 7, and then just came up short in overtime of Game 7 after the most iconic goal in the history of this game. How special would it be if we come even close to the cinema rate readings and the impact that series had? That'd be something special, huh?
Oh yeah, I can't ask for anything else.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Fatality, this has been a wonderful interview, but it's time for you to now have the floor to say whatever you want to say and give your shout out before we end this. Go ahead, the floor is yours.
Yeah, shout out Xfinity for I still feel really bad about that. No, but shout out Sporting, they're it's been a rough season, but can always try and turn things around. Excited for the World Cup. We are hosting a couple games here in Kansas City, so unfortunately tickets are kind of crazy for pricing right now, but I didn't win the ticket lottery for that, but it's just kind of cool to see Kansas City embrace soccer and the World Cup and all the international teams, and I'm really looking forward to watching the games. So shout out the World Cup.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, congratulations on sending your way into the grand final. Absolute class performance from not only you, but all of KC Cauldron. You guys have definitely proven you're fit to wear the shirt tonight. Hope you guys have a great celebration and great preparation leading up into our series.
Yeah, shout out you guys for commentating. I always enjoy hearing Maz, and shout out Huey as well too. You guys did great.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good night. Shout out the World Cup, Huey. I'd say he very carefully chose his words right there.
Yeah, shout out. Yeah, it's not so bad. I'm gonna make the most of it. I'm planning on going to the Netherlands party bus. The orange bus is gonna be in my hometown, and so I'll be looking to go and party with the Dutch as best I can. I'll be watching all the matches, of course. It's an exciting time to be a footy fan.
Oh, absolutely. We could say whatever we want about FIFA. They might be doing a terrible job of organizing this whole tournament, but the World Cup is still the World Cup. I mean, it's an incredible occasion. No matter who hosts it, who organizes it, it's going to be an absolute blast. See if you guys can get involved in that somehow.
Absolutely.
But chat and Huey, we're not done yet. We have a second interview lined up, this time from LaCinco12. Let us welcome on in Palace of LaCinco12. Palace, a terribly unfortunate way to end this whole match, but you guys kept it so close throughout. How do you feel about your team's performance tonight?
I mean, it sucks, to not get the result. If was every single game that we lost in overtime?
All but game 2.
Okay. Yeah. It's just like at that point, it's one or two bounces of the ball that can really um, turn the game. And so it's just like when those bounces don't go your way, it sucks. But just knowing that, I stepped up my game as well, especially from last week. A lot of y'all are aware in the chat and stuff like that I just completely lost my head after last week. And so just like being able to come back and just like have fun on the game after that. I will. That being said, there is a certain grocery store in a certain part of the DFW Metroplex that I will be bombing tonight. But jokes aside, I think it was just good for me to be back on the game. Just after not having played for a bit. I had a rough week in a lot of ways, and so not just one thing that happened, but yeah. So just to kind of use the game just to have a little bit of fun, even if the result doesn't go our way. But overall, I felt like the team, we could have played better, but I'm happy with some of the ways that we put pressure on them and stuff like that. Just in the end, just the execution I think was just what betrayed us.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about just how you were able to find your composure and your mental again. I talked about through multiple matches that you were making a huge impact. David versus Serrano. It was you put in a hell of a shift. I was just wondering if you had any insight into how you overcame the disappointment of last week's match against El Matador to come in and perform the way you did tonight.
Yeah, I think part of it was obviously I wanted to play y'all again. But then also part of it was I kept wanting to there was something that I wanted to type in chat, and I was like, I can only type this in chat if I win. And so in order to do that, I have to out Serrano, which I did in a couple of instances, but I wasn't able to consistently out Serrano. And so ultimately I did not get to type out my message. But yeah, just keeping that motivation and just being like, all right, I'm, last week I think I was definitely the weak link. But I was like, okay, this week I'm just gonna do my best and just I know the Cauldron, and so I know what positions I can put myself in to stop them, but their execution was better. So yeah, it was just going for the next one. That's pretty much what it was.
So, overall in the season, you guys finish in third at the end of the day. And this, is after you guys finished second in the SGL Cup, and if I'm trying to remember, third or fourth in the league in season 10. Just going off the top of my head right now. You might remember better than I do.
I can't even remember if it was third or fourth. I think it might have been third, but
it was fourth. You guys finished 2 points behind Cauldron.
Okay, that sounds right. Yeah.
So, you guys are progressing. You're going higher and higher up when you look at where your team was in the past. Despite the lack of success, do you still look at your past few seasons in a more positive light, given how you guys are progressing?
I wouldn't say that's a lack of success at all. I mean, yeah, did we win the ultimate prize? No, but we've come a long way from where we used to be. To me, that's success. Being a contender consistently, and having the respect of those other teams to be like they take us seriously. That to me is success. So yeah. Also, the other thing is I feel like it's the Cauldron who's kind of our nemesis right now, because it depends if they have Serrano. But the thing is, I always want to play against Serrano. You know what I mean? I never want to play against a team. That's like playing El Matador without respectfully, like playing El Matador without Luis or Caesar. Like it's not the same. And so it doesn't feel as good if we beat a team without Serrano. So I always want to play against him, even if it does mean a higher risk of loss. Just because, you know, it would mean more if we were able to get over that hump, you know what I mean? But long story short, the progress we've made smells like success to me. And who knows? Maybe in the future we'll go even higher. You know, just like Mikel Arteta, you got to trust the process.
Yeah, you know, speaking of, like, devoted SGL fans will remember you guys playing an EM Dallas Burn squad in the championship and getting reverse swept by a Kiko David goal.
Yeah.
And so for you guys to go from that to going toe-to-toe with some of the giants of the Premiership
and beating them
is massive growth. I just wonder, do you guys give any thought to what it might take to finally get over the hump and win the last game of the season?
Honestly, I think we just need to play together more. That's really what I think, because we didn't really play together this offseason at all and stuff like that. Even though I'm always like, hey, if you guys want to play stuff like that, let's do it. But we just haven't really done it. So I think if we just develop, you know, more chemistry, like we just play with each other more. I think that's the secret to success. I mean, you look at, you know, TA, you look at, like, sometimes I'm like, man, I feel like I might play better on El Matador than I would on this team sometimes, because, like, it's nothing against any of my team. I mean, you look at Kaser, like, you look at Saul, you look at Devin, you know, like, these are all awesome players, but it's the fact that I know Luis and Caesar so well. It's the fact that I know you, I know Skyline, I know how you guys play. And so, like, being able to go for stuff that, like, I would never even, like, think to do in a situation like this, for example, because, like, I don't have that same kind of chemistry. And I think, like, yeah, end of the day, I think we just need to play together more. So that way we can develop that trust, and then we maybe can push the envelope and start going for those kinds of, like, for example, like, you know how KC, like, you know how they are with their passing plays and stuff like that. You know how the brothers in Steel Army are. There's sometimes it feels like that's what we're missing, is just that unspoken, like, that's that missing link.
Yeah. Well, I hope that works out for you guys. David, any last thoughts as the sun sets on season 10.5 for LaCinco12?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Take this as you getting the floor and being able to say what you want to say and give your shout outs, by the way. Floor is yours.
No, yeah, I'm just, for once in my life, I'm stumped for words. You know, many of you in this chat may know me as a bit of a serial yapper. So to see me stumped for, like, at a loss for words is kind of wild. But overall, sorry, I just seen a DM from Debit. Oh yeah, Debit. Here's what I gotta say. Debit, eat a Pizookie. I had one tonight. Eat a Pizookie, bro. Like, it's not that hard. On Tuesdays are $5 at BJ's. Go to BJ's. I don't care where you are in Pittsburgh. Go to BJ's. Get yourself a damn Pizookie. They're open till 12 a.m. Fucking try it. It's not that hard. It's not the same thing as a warm cookie and ice cream. It's not the same thing. Did you eat that cookie in a skillet? No. Eat a damn Pizookie. Anyways, shout out to my team. Shout out to Devin. Shout out to Kaser. Shout out to Runsau, aka Saul, and shout out to Hophead, aka Bus Insider 6996. LaCinco12, we'll be back. We'll be stronger. We'll be better. We'll be Daft Punker. And I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, thank y'all for doing whatever it is y'all do. But y'all have a good night. GG's to the Cauldron. That was a fun series, and I can't wait to see y'all again and get my revenge, so that way I can finally say my comment to Serrano. So yeah, GG's.
Daft Bunker, harder, better, faster, stronger, and that's what we
Exactly.
hope LaCinco12 comes back in for season 11.
Like Oklahoma
Cheers, David.
State football in 2026.
Exactly right, man.
There you go. GG's, David. Have a good night. We'll catch you next time, bro.
You too.
Can I say something, Huey?
Absolutely.
This is the most I think we've seen the absolute cinema image pop up on this stream for a long while, and it only went to 5 games in a best of 7.
I can't even imagine what we would have been hooting and hollering about if this went to 7, man.
Oh, brother.
It was just absolutely unreal, and it only went 5 games. Like, just what a series, what a matchup. I cannot wait until these two teams take the field against each other next.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? Let us see how we've come to this point in the grand final. Matador versus KC Cauldron. What a journey for KC Cauldron, by the way. They get a rematch against EM after getting swept 4-0. But look at that gauntlet they had to go through. 7-game thriller against the Rebellion. Also one of the matches of the tournament. 5 games against a Wonderwall Black team that was pushing them to their limits in their first ever season. And then they come back and sweep Axon Army. And this is not any Axon Army team. This is an Axon Army team that had 2 players from Axon Rose in Season 10, push them all the way. And then a matchup against LaCinco12 that's one of the best SGL matches we've ever seen. Absolute cinema by all accounts. This is a proper gauntlet run for them. I mean, these guys haven't been able to catch their breath, and now they're in the grand final against El Matador. What do you make of their journey?
What jumps out to me is, they don't run a very strong lineup against us in El Matador, so they go to the lowers. The first time that their top lineup played, the lineup we saw tonight of Smitty, Fatality, and Serrano, they go to 7 against Rebellion. Okay, we're feeling each other out. We're learning. We're laughing. We get the win. That's all that matters. From that match onward, they've only dropped 2 games. These guys are absolutely rolling. They looked more confident tonight. They had the edge. They had just that last little bit of clinical touch that propelled them into a match win. And then they're meeting El Matador, who haven't lost a series yet, who have conceded more games. But, I mean, El Matador dispatched FST Chrome, current Prem champions, in 5. They won 4 straight against LaCinco12. They swept KC Cauldron, who they're going to get the rematch with. Something's got to give. Are KC Cauldron going to end up cooling off, or are they finally going to break through the wall of El Matador?
Yeah, seriously. And you know what? Speaking of both of these finalists, it's been a little bit of time, since we last saw either team get some success. Just going back through, the historical championships, when it comes to, KC Cauldron, they haven't won anything of note since Season 7. I mean, El Matador were more recent champions. They won the league in Season 9, but then they lost the cup in that same season, and Season 10 was just completely different for them. Now they're back in a grand final for another season championship. I mean, this is a huge moment for El Matador, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it means a lot to us too. We split up the best lineup for Season 10 because let me check my math. I believe we won the Prem in 8 and 9. And then we split up for Season 10. We wanted to try and get everybody in the game. I was busy with classes, so the best lineup was split. We didn't play everybody all that much, and we lost a little bit of success. But then for this one, the second I saw this announcement, I reached out to Luis. I was like, we're getting a best lineup again, and we're going to get El Matador another ring. And so for it to come to fruition like this, to be on the doorstep of it and just be 4 wins away from another ring for us, the 3 and 4 seasons, that means a lot.
As it should. I mean, you guys, had an incredible journey yourself, just, going through all of these teams and looking so good, but at the end of the day, it's a grand final. You know, Casey Cauldron have really stepped it up, so you gotta respect him for sure. And I'm looking forward to that matchup. I mean, what a way to cap off the premiere season 10.5. It's been absolute cinema throughout from top to bottom, and I can't wait to see how this unfolds. With that said, Huey, looking at all these matchups, what has been your favorite matchup out of all of them so far?
Tonight was a pretty good one. That's hard to beat. Just, you know, the distance of the series aside, just the back and forth action, the even match, you know, one team punches, another team wipes the blood off their mouth and punches right back. This was absolutely sensational. But my favorite, a little bit biased, just the energy from my team in El Matador in that upper final against LaCinco12. That was a lot of fun, and that was definitely one of my favorite matches I've played in SGL. So it's got to be that one.
I definitely get that. You know what? That's fair. I mean, that match was incredibly entertaining as well. Should have gone to 7, but it didn't happen, you know? So, I know we keep talking about coulda, woulda, shoulda, but there's a reason for that, because these games have been incredibly close and they've been decided by the finest of fine margins. And Serrano in chat mentioning Dejan Jovalic. I mean, I think that was Smitty, wasn't he? He was basically playing that Dejan Jovalic role, just bringing the X factor, providing those moments of magic, you know. Stephen Afrifa, my man Stephen Afrifa. Oh my god. But yeah, the premiere has been absolutely incredible. Chat, just as a reminder, the season will be ending by June 10th, because after that, the World Cup begins on June 11th. So we have 2 more matches remaining. The grand final in the premiere and the grand final in the championship. EM Dallas Burn versus EC Defiance. I mean, look at the journey both teams had to go through here. The grand final consisting of your upper finalists having a rematch, essentially, for all the marbles. But man, Huey, it's insane to see 2 Dallas sides in the grand final. I mean, what a journey both these teams have gone through.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just been fun Rocket League for all of us in the EM organization. I mean, they've done incredibly well to get through to be in the upper side of the grand final. I'll definitely be watching to see if they can take on EC Defiance. You know, you can never complain. This would, I think, I might be wrong, but since we've split into Prem and Champ, this is the first real opportunity an organization has had at winning both divisions, and so that's exciting for us. Getting shots of Pico David. Pico David will be an SGL champion, inshallah.
Well, that depends on whether EM Dallas Burn can get it done against EC Defiance, who have been absolutely incredible throughout this whole season so far. That's going to be tough to call as well. But you know what? We'll save all the previews for later. For now, we're going to end it right here. What a matchup we had tonight between LaCinco12 and Casey Cauldron. Absolute cinema. Huey, any final thoughts?
Yeah, just an incredible matchup. It was fantastic to be back in the commentary and production booth with you guys. It was fun interacting with all of you guys in chat. I'd like to thank you all personally from me for tuning in, having fun with us, and supporting this great community we have. It's a wonderful time to be a member of SGL. It's a wonderful time to be a member of the greater global soccer community. And I'm just so thankful that I was able to find this community and be a part of it.
W statement, Huey. W statement. Very well said. We're going to end it on that note, actually, because there's no way you can follow that up without, just ruining the moment. So on that note, Luis, not Luis. I said Luis because you said W stream. So thank you, Luis, for the compliment, by the way. Much appreciated. And Huey, thank you for stepping up and commentating as well. Chat really enjoyed your commentary right there. We'd love to have you back in the booth for a future matchup, hopefully for the Champ Grand Final if you're interested, but we'll see when that gets scheduled.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I can make that work. I'll be able to get in there and cheer on the boys. But yeah, anytime I can hop in the booth with you guys, I love to. I love interacting with this community. I love being a part of it. You guys are such a massive part of how I play Rocket League now, and I can't say enough about what it means to me to be able to participate in the way that I do.
Again, man, just absolutely incredible statement, man. Really appreciate you for saying that, Huey. But yeah, It's time for us to catch our breath. Time for us to head to bed as well for those of us in the East Coast. Take care, y'all. Have a good night. We will see you next time, and it'll be for one of these 2 grand finals, if not both. We'll see when they get scheduled. Until then, peace.